Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and we are back yet again to talk about episode 5 of Fox's retelling of the Dark Knight mythology. So join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace.
And explore Gotham.
Yes! Alright, here we go, Blue Dragon 5, episode 5. Yeah, your namesake episode. What do you think?
Lived up to the important number. Most surely. Viper. Possibly my favorite episode so far. It was really good.
I think this is easily my favorite episode thus far of the series. I mean,
I only hesitate because we had a good pilot. You know, that's the only reason I hesitate. But we had a good pilot in the second episode.
The pilot is kind of my second to. If I had to rank it, I'd probably put Balloon Man first, or Balloon Man. Like Balloon Man and this are kind of like very even for me.
No, to be honest, I might go this. Then I don't know. Really thinking about it, I'm liking this more and more each second I talk about it. So it might go this. It might go this. Selena Kyle pilot, then Arkham.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It might go that right now. The point is, I really love this one. This is a great one. I think this is like now they're finally eased into it. And they're in the right direction now, fully.
Yeah, it's the moment where it's like, all right, we got it. This show is
like now they're comfortably in the show. They're comfortably in the show they want to be. So it's not the other ones weren't going somewhere. So now they're finally in it. Like we're finally on the track now.
Yeah, I mean, big things are happening. You know, I get the feeling like I was getting a little bit frustrated with something like Arkham with the the pointy stabby guy. It's the case of the week. You know, stuff like that. But no, I think at this point it's fair to say with all the mob intrigue that we've got going on, which everyone says is the strongest element of the show, and you gotta give it to them.
The villains are really knocking out of the ballpark this season.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, yeah. The Penguin is honestly one of the most captivating TV characters we've had.
I haven't heard a bad thing about the Penguin.
Dare I say it since Walter White? Dare I say it?
I don't think he's quite Walter White yet.
I'm not saying he's Walter White, but I'm saying he's up there with some of the most... I don't know. Yeah, we'll give it time. You're right. We'll give it time. But we'll see. We'll see. He's definitely a really interesting... master manipulator, much the same way Walter White was. But
Malcolm does strike me as a Gus Fring, though. I'll give him that.
Honestly, I think I'm at this point much more invested in Maroni than I am in Falcone.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I know Maroni's awesome. I'm just saying Falcone is really intimidating, like Gus. Is all I'm saying in terms of that.
But I think Maroni's intimidating at the same time.
Okay, we'll get into that. Though. We'll get into that. So let's dive into the recap, okay?
All right, let's do it.
So previously,
guess what?
There's a war coming.
Yeah, did you know that?
And Fish, they threw in the line that I want. They threw in the line the opening now, which I hope they kind of bring back a few times. That I'm gonna kill that old man with my bare hands and my teeth.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like episode 3, the recap, I complained that they use that line, but then they cut it off at "I'm going to kill that old man."
Yeah.
And I'm like, but teeth.
Tiki, they watch this show. They're listening to you. Okay, let's put it in there. Of
course, BlueDragonFive. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't they be watching us?
Anyway, so we got pretty much our same 3 opening beats, which kind of sums up our opening, and then we get into we get to see what catches up. So essentially, Penguin's moving up in Maroni's family. Now he's the owner of Maroni's business front restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Fish Mooney, she's got a girl in her organization now, which she has plans for, who's very brutal, Liza. Bruce is looking into the Arkham plan after the mysterious goings-on in the previous episode. Now Arkham is kind of divided among the mob. And that's where we are now. And speaking of Bruce, let's start there. So Bruce, he's looking for connections in classic Batman style. He put him up on a pinboard, looking at him, trying to figure stuff out. And we have kind of really, it feels, again, the kid, let's try to get some of this out of the way. And everyone on the show does a fantastic job with their characters so far. Yeah,
everyone in this episode.
Yes, okay, if everyone within this episode, really, let's definitely say this, everyone within this episode knocks it out of the ballpark, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe
especially
the reason
Bruce.
why this episode is so good is that no Montoya or Barbara in sight at all.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get
Part of the
into that.
reason.
Yeah. Anyway, so the point is, Bruce, I love. Yeah, we all love this young Bruce Wayne kid. I mean, I think he's doing a really good job, and I don't know, he's really winning me. I can sense the Batmanism about him. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
especially in the writing. Like, I mean, definitely the acting is good too, but I really think they're really laying the groundwork in a very clever way. I'm
I,
enjoying what they're doing with
I
it.
think this is the most Batman he's been so far, like the most kind of classic Bruce Wayne Batman he's been so far.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And of course, well, no, I won't even get into it, but I love the way the Alfred story arc
Oh,
runs in
Alfred
this
was so
episode.
good. And this is my
Oh
favorite
yeah.
Alfred episode
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
so far. Anyway, so essentially, Bruce he's going through all the copious amounts of files he asked last episode for Alfred to bring him. He's pinning him up. He's really it's an interesting idea. This is brought up in the Geek Evolution discussion, so I'll mention this real briefly.
Mhm.
That Bruce really is stationary in this one room of the house, and I think I think the reason behind they might be going for is that a lot of people when they talk about like Bruce Wayne after facing the trauma after his parents died, he did a lot of eccentric things. And I think that's what they're going with that. Basically, Bruce really doesn't want to leave that room because I assume maybe there's a reason that that was the family room. He wants to be there. And he doesn't
Right.
really want to go to any other rooms of the house, perhaps. Like some people say that's why. Like some people speculate, like Dean Tripp, wonderful, wonderful Batman-related man. He suggested an idea that hasn't really done yet, and he just suggested the idea that what if Bruce didn't buy anything with his money, when his parents, like the year after his parents died.
Hmm.
Like he wouldn't buy anything with the money. He wouldn't indulge in the money quite yet until he had like a mission statement in mind.
I could totally see that for
So,
sure.
a lot of cool ideas that revolve in this. I think that's maybe what they're going for. Why Bruce? We don't really see Bruce in many other areas of the house.
Right.
Could be a cool idea. I'm just speculating on that one. Anyways, the point
You
is,
know, maybe it's just like part of the reason is just I don't know, post traumatic stress. Like you don't want to be too many places. Like it's probably already hard enough for him to be in that mansion in the first place.
oh yeah,
You know, and so I don't know. I do like the theory where it's like he's kind of keeping himself as isolated as possible
yeah.
from all because it's like every square inch of that house must be a vivid memory of his parents in some way, shape, or form. So
So anyway,
I like that. Yeah, okay, but yeah, moving
so
on.
Alfred's walking in the room and he's noticing Bruce is looking obsessive, as he will definitely in the future be.
Oh
He's
yes.
pinning up the stuff on the board, and he's realized, oh man, literally the files have taken over the room at this point. It's a big room too. So Alfred's saying, essentially, he's laying out for Bruce. What if you never find your what if this is all for nothing? Yeah, again, Alfred's being really loving and compassionate here, which is really
Yeah, I love how it's the simple things because at first Alfred is just like, oh, Master Bruce, fancy a stroll, get some fresh air, stretch your legs.
now the reason I'm really loving this Alfred so far. I'm really loving this Alfred in this episode. And then he's been going in the right direction too. I should mention. At this point, I really love them in this one because they're doing classic Alfred things. Where basically in this version, Alfred he's not exactly he can't command Bruce or anything because he's literally subservient to Bruce, 100%.
Oh, oh
For
yeah.
the parents' wishes. And I love that think about it, when Alfred can't tell Bruce what to do, what's he going to do? He's going to do what Alfred would always do, basically kind of point out the logic in things with sarcastic barbs and or jokes. Just pointing out, so are you sure you want to take this course of action? Or basically, is this the wisest course of action? It's classic Alfred logic. And I like how they're applying that here. Basically, pointing out, so let me, just a thought occurred to me. What if you never find the man who did this to your parents? You never exact your revenge. And then the kid that plays Bruce Wayne, he made my heart melt when he said this one line. He says, I don't want vengeance. I don't want vengeance. I want to know. I don't want revenge. I want to know how it works, how the city works.
Yeah, that was good. Again, it's the writing, man. They're really clearly laying out all these individual steps that he's taking episode by episode. It's one of the most satisfying things about this show.
That is Batman to a T.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we know Batman in the comics. A lot of times, Batman never comes across the killer. Sometimes he does. The point is, Bruce. It's more the idea that he's going to stop a killer like that, a crime like that from occurring. He's almost always looking for that killer symbolically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so basically, Alfred lays that out for me, and then he says he wants to know how it works. And let's see. Again, he just doesn't want revenge. He just wants to understand how Gotham works. So basically, Bruce is starting to become become invested in the city now, which is interesting because given the way we've had it laid out so far, that Bruce is really isolated to that house. But
Yeah,
now he's trying to branch out. Again, it's like the beginnings of Batman. I just can't wait for the episode we're going to get him and Selena together. We'll see. We'll get into that speculation.
I'm sure that's coming at some point this season. I'm sure, probably sooner rather than later.
So the point is, Alfred says, "Okay, I'll bring you." Essentially, he'll keep bringing the files and the boxes, and you see Alfred's very supporting, but he's worried still. He's a little concerned about how obsessive Bruce is getting.
It's a little bit better than beating his face in like a bloody pork chop, but it's still a little bit concerning.
Well, no, it's burning himself, cooking himself like a bloody pork chop.
Oh, cooking himself. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wrote down bloody pork chop in my notes.
Okay, let's see. Next scene. Okay, so Maroni wants to rob Falcone bad, just to stick it to him because he did break out. He broke out even, which is good, but he wants just to stick it to Falcone because Falcone. Trying to remember what Falcone said. Oh yeah, because Penguin framed Falcone for the shooting up his restaurant last episode.
Yeah, but he was nice about it. He gave the guy cannolis, so.
Well, he didn't give him cannolis. Penguin gave him cannolis.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Penguin, he might have been a little bit dirty about the whole thing, but hey, at least he brought cannolis.
So really neat that the actions of Penguin's crime are still coming to fruition. Now, a war is still brimming under the surface of this passive peacetime.
Oh yeah.
He still wants vengeance. He wants to show. It's not so much that he needs to do this for money; it's that he wants to show Falcone. Despite the fact that we broke even, I want to be the top dog, or you're not invincible. By robbing him, despite it being a bad idea, not in his best interest to. And Oswald in the background, he's plotting and he's paying attention.
Now, one of my favorite little subtle things about this show I've been noticing the past couple episodes is this dynamic that they built up between Penguin and Frankie. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it's just great because Frankie is just so obviously unnerved by the Penguin, and Maroni, he's kind of sucked in by the whole thing. He's the one that's really being manipulated by the whole thing.
Well, by the way, we forgot to mention this in the previous episode. I wanted a little bit with Frankie. In the previous episode I really liked was after Maroni gave Penguin the job as the manager or the owner of the place. I guess it's manager or the host or something, right?
Yeah, Penguin's the manager. Yeah.
Yeah, as the manager of the place, and it basically says give him a suit. We gotta get you a suit. And then basically Frankie gives him a whole a roll of cash.
Yeah,
I like that. Anyway,
I kind of feel like Frankie is almost becoming the new Gilzine.
I know he's Maroni.
Seen much of him.
That's brilliant. I never thought of that. He's Maroni's Gilzine. I love that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so the point is Oswald's plotting, and Frankie's a little put off by it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, our next scene, we see a man on the street, playing guitar. And I love his. It just shows you again they're playing with the whole exaggeration of how crime-ridden Gotham is. Pretty much his sign says. Why lie? I need drugs.
Hey man, it's kind of accurate, man. I've been to San Francisco. I've seen signs like that.
And it's so funny in terms of foreshadowing because his shirt has written across it, don't.
I love that. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
On my third viewing, that's great.
That's a fourth wall joke right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's so hilarious. So he's saying, "Don't do what you're about to do. You're a victim."
Oh god. Oh.
Anyway, so he's playing the guitar. He's a bum on the street pretty much, and just looking for an easy score. A man comes by with a mangled ear. Man comes by and he drops a green vial in his guitar case, and he basically goes, "Hey." I'm sure wondering what drug the guy gave him, so he can be a little careful, which he's not going to be.
Right. No, he just takes it immediately.
And a giant...
Got 3 seconds to consider it.
And then a giant speculatory moment takes place. He turns the vial around, and he sees a snake with some stuff around it. And then on the other side, we see the words "breathe me." Now let's just run through the...
It's such a tease.
So many thoughts went through my mind through this episode, through this literally 2 minutes time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, I see "Breathe Me." I'm freaking out. I'm going, "Oh my God, it's the Mad Hatter!" Like the Alice in Wonderland, "Breathe Me, eat me," all the stuff like that, The labels on all the foods and cookies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So my instant reaction, oh my god, doing the Mad Hatter thing with the pills and everything. It's like a new drug.
No, it's interesting because at this point, besides the Penguin, they've been really careful to sort of, tread lightly when it comes to like they're not just going to waste a character like Mad Hatter on a case a week. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they got a plan. There's not too late for Mad Hatter though. They might bring him.
No, I mean especially because this show's had a big emphasis on pills and drugs and whatnot and altered states of mind. So yeah, I think there's definitely room for Mad Hatter in the future.
So that was my instant theory.
Here's an idea. What if at some point the Mad Hatter and Edward Nygma become co-workers?
Well, yeah, that'd be kind of interesting if, like, I'm thinking if, like, Tetch was also a lab guy of some sort, and he's doing, like, chemical mixing on
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That could work, maybe. That'd be interesting. We'll see.
Maybe in season 2, him and Nygma kind of have, like, a buddy dynamic going on, and I don't know. No, I'll point out in the preview.
Well, a lot of time, Scarecrow and Mad Hatter are buddies.
Oh, that's true. Right.
Okay, let's see. Continuing on here. Anyway, so our strung-out drug man on the side here, he takes the drug. He inhales the drug. This green drug, by the way. Green things equal bad stuff, by the way, folks.
Oh yeah.
He takes it and he develops super strength. He gets some pale skin. He is super strength. And before we find out he has super strength, I should mention this is fueling my Mad Hatter theory, because basically he had the trippy vision. I was thinking, oh my god, it's a euphoric drug, like he's in his own personal wonderland.
I was thinking, what's wonderful about that, man.
I'm just saying it was all trippy and stuff, and I guess pleasing to him because he felt like a god. Remember, he literally felt like a god. He goes to like a convenience store on the side. He's like drinking copious amounts of milk. I say, "Hey, you gotta pay for that." He's saying, "Do not task me, mortal." And then essentially, then we find out he's super strength because the guy's about to crack him on the head with a bat, where he snatches it from him, breaks it in two, and presumably beats the guy to a pulp.
Oh yeah.
And tears up the place, presumably, and makes off with an ATM machine. The point is that this target, he has super strengths, and then my second theory came in that, oh my god, could it be Bane? Like, couldn't he even do that? Like, Bane's in prison right now. Like, couldn't?
I think that's a little bit on money.
Oh yeah, that was my second theory. Then my other theories were following it in similar fashion. Like, what could give you super strength that wouldn't be venomous? Because I'm not sure they go that supernatural with it. But it seems, I don't know. It seems.
I don't know, dude. They went pretty supernatural to me. I don't know how much more.
I'm just saying that was my thought process at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Then the other two theories I had were maybe it was Hugo Strange, because Hugo Strange in the comics he made monster men. He injected them with serums and turned them into a hulking beast.
Right.
So I was thinking,
concept honestly kind of reminded me of like a perverted Captain America. You know what I mean? Like injecting like this. Kind of like, well, think about it. I guess we can get a little bit more into it, but later in the episode. But they're like it was mentioned. I guess just because it was mentioned, like, oh, it was this drug that was tested to create, for
soldiers.
Combat. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's sort of like if Captain America actually existed and it went horribly wrong. All right.
Anyway. So he steals an ATM machine, rips it right out of the wall. Meanwhile, best scene of the episode, Gordon Bullock.
Best scene of the damn series.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So right now, again, just shows you how far we've come along. So Gordon and Bullock, maybe they're not entirely buddy yet, but they got into a working relationship here. And that point is they're used to each other. They're gonna pal around like when they're not on patrol or not on a case. Pretty much, they can at least do the mundane things like get some lunch at a food truck. And that's exactly what they're doing. So they're getting some lunch in there, if not completely buddy. Like it reminded me so much like how it's going to go in the future. These two working together.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, they have a really good banter back and forth going around. Pretty much saying, "Hey Jimmy, you want to look good in the swimsuit? You're going to have my diet: milkshake and a burger."
Yeah, I mean it's great. At first, the scene starts and he's like, "Oh, this place might look like the heel of a hobo shoe, but they got the best burgers in town."
Oh yeah.
One of the things I really love is Bullock is just like really insistent that Gordon has to try the pickles. Like,
and again, it's
who insists on pickles on a burger over like Like, what place has really, really good pickles? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pickle guy, but it was just so funny. It was really endearing, because Gordon, he's like, no, no, hold the pickles. And the Bullock's like, no, trust me, you gotta try the pickles. Gotta try the pickles. It'll blow your mind. And Gordon's like, all right, give him pickles, lay them on me.
Again, that's my favorite scene because it's classic Gordon Bullock. That's what it will be in the future. We're starting to get there, and it really makes me happy that they have a really good working rapport going on. They're starting to become friends.
Absolutely the most mundane scene that we've had in this show thus far, and I love it for that.
Again, they're starting to become friends, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really a good step in the right direction. And meanwhile, of course, again, classic. This whole moment feels classic Gordon Bullock stuff. So, meanwhile, they're getting the pickles on the. Okay, give me some pickles on that. While that's happening, see across the street, and this is great. This is the magic of Gotham because this stuff would happen in Gotham. Like you'd have some familiar faces popping up here and there.
Sure, yeah.
Selena Kyle, she makes a quick cameo in the episode, and she tries to steal a man's wallet, and Gordon picks her out because again, Gordon's still up the river because he lost the girl, and remember, she still may or may not know something about the Wayne case.
Indeed.
So anyway, Gordon sees her. Hey, you! Ruins Selena's score. I don't know if she gets away with the wallet or not.
I think she does. Yeah, the guy notices her, but
she kicks the crap out of the guy. I don't know if she took the wallet or not. Anyway, so she runs away, and Gordon Bullock saying, "No, come on, Jim, let her go."
Let her go, Jim.
And pretty much, Gordon's running away, and then he's interrupted, but she gets away, and also the thing that interrupts the moment is he hears an alarm go off, and then the best line of the episode happens, the best Bullockism of the episode happens.
No, this is straight up I can't think. It is my favorite moment of the entire series thus far.
I think it's the funniest moment in the entire series.
Yeah, and for me, that's the best. I don't know. It's great.
It's So Gordon hears the alarm and he's going off, and it's perfect because it sounds like a school bell. Because what Bullock's doing in this scene, he sounds like a kid. I keep imagining the first time I heard, I just pictured this in my mind. It just sounds like when the way Bullock delivers the line, he says, "Come on, Jim, it's lunch. It's
lunchtime."
Pretty much, Bullock's just trying to dissuade him from pursuing the case because they're on break, pretty much, and basically, yeah, it's lunch. Then Gordon goes off because he knows he can't stop Gordon, and then he's just saying, "But Jim, it's lunch." I'm just imagining. I guess the way he delivers that makes me think he's like a kid on a playground at recess or something, basically, "Come on, Jim, it's lunch." And basically, kind of like Chucky from the Rugrats, pretty much saying, "Don't let's not do this." But Jim, it's lunch. That's my favorite line. That's the best Bullockism yet.
It's wonderful.
Of course, Bullock doesn't want to get into this sort of thing. It's classic Bullock. Especially if it's during lunchtime. Because even when Bullock's not corrupt, he loves his lunch.
Oh man. The food thing that they've got going on with Bullock episode per episode is just hilarious. It's a wonderful running gag.
Yeah, I didn't get you one. I dropped yours.
Well, hey, at this point, Bullock did buy Gordon, whatever that they were having. What were
they shake and a burger.
Oh, just a burger? Okay, right on.
And a shake.
Didn't look like a burger. It looks more like a croissant. I don't know. I just have a picture of it, and it's like...
Oh, remember, Maroney had a calzone in the previous episode.
Right, true.
Anyway, the point is, so Gordon's after Bullock delivers this morning, "But Jim, it's lunch." They go off, they investigate where the alarm's going off, they shut off the alarm, and then find the guy, crouched and hiding in a corner, beaten. Mm-hmm. Pretty much saying, "Oh, thank God you showed up." And I love Bullock here. Bullock is being somewhat helpful. At least he's being courteous. Well, I don't want to say courteous, but he obviously technically Bullock's in the right here, saying it's not his department, but he should really help. The point is, he says, "Sir, call 911, have them get down there because we're homicide. Have a good day."
Right.
And of course, Bullock just wants to get back to his lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon, however, is pursuing this, and he's asking it, and Bullock's like, "Come on, lunch." Okay, I'm exaggerating there. The point is, Gordon and Bullock are talking to the shopkeep here, and he pretty much just emphasizes, "No, the guy, he's drinking up all the milk, and then then he takes the ATM and says, okay, where did he hook up the truck to? No truck. He ripped it out with his bare hands. What? And then, I gotta tell you, this is a good moment to transition to the Gotham logo, because then you just see the guy running away smiling.
I agree. It's great, yeah.
It's like so out, like balls to the walls nutty of him like running away with that ATM just with a giant smile on his face. Then cuts. By the way, speaking of smile to the face, real quick, just want to throw this out there. Heard speculate on Geek Evolution Gotham discussions that perhaps this is a derivative of the laughing Joker toxin, which I don't think so myself, but I'm just.
I mean, it could be a lot of. They directly said it was related to Venom, didn't they?
Yes, they do. I'm just saying this one particularly. Like, it might be also like maybe it ties into Joker Venom, but we'll see. I doubt it though.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff it could potentially be. So
anyway. I mean, it is directly one thing. I'm just saying it could also be used for a few things in addition to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Anyway, continuing forward here. Okay, so after lunchtime, again, so we see Fish Mooney. Mooney is training Liza for her task, training her to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Training her to sing a certain song, an aria, I think it's called. And pretty much, she has to learn.
Song that has the whole like Ave Maria thing.
Yeah. And essentially, of course, Mooney doesn't really have the sense to get her like the sheet music and everything, but basically just learning it from memory, I guess, to strengthen her resolve, I guess.
Well, it's probably part of her test. I don't know.
Pretty much teaching her how to sing this song. She's not doing it right. Basically saying, "Do I look like I'm joking here? Really? Why do I have to learn this song?" And she's not telling her the answers yet. Pretty much saying, "Okay, Mama, don't be mad at me." He says, "No, I'm not your mama. You may be my baby girl, but I'm not your mama, not yet."
You haven't earned that. Oh, God. And the slap, too.
Oh, yeah, it says, "Please, I'm ready for something," then
just broad, like, right across his face. Oh, man.
How was that? Exciting enough?
Yeah, just props to Jada Pinkett Smith, making the character.
So the point is, this whole chat about, this mama chat.
Mm.
It's interesting, given, of course, we're going to spoil things here. So pretty much in the end here, it's going to play big time into her basically infiltrating her into Falcone's operation.
Right.
Putting her close to Falcone, apparently kind of doing kind of an almost Bates Motel-ish thing that maybe the classic thing is a lot of men, they like women who remind them of their mothers on some psychological level.
Yeah.
That's what they're going. That's what they're going. That's an actual. Some people buy in it. I don't know. Point is, basically, at least catches attention. That's the main point. And apparently, Falcone was a man who had ties to his mother.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a man of an older time where the fathers were harder on the sons and the mothers were lighter on them.
Mm.
Feasible.
Okay.
The point is, she's teaching her this song in particular for winning over Falcone. Meanwhile,
we don't really get that yet, though. We only get the whole Falcone reveal at the end of the episode, right?
True.
I mean, they're kind of like dancing around it.
And essentially, she's just grooming a new penguin to do her bidding and do it better.
Oh yeah.
That's what she's doing right now. She's being very vigorous about it. We don't know quite why yet. At this juncture.
Indeed. Okay.
Moving forward. Again, now this is more of a nitpick weak point. Essen comes in.
It moves by so quick. It's like a 30-second scene. So
yeah, Essen comes by, does what she always does. And again, Essen's because she's corrupt. The only reason I can't be mad at Essen really is because I don't have any expectations for her. They really took away her character, so I don't expect anything from her.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's well said.
Pretty much, Essen just comes in, does what she always does, pulls a little Guerta, just complains about the situation, and now the media is not going to react well to this. She just says she sees the footage. At least here it's a little more believable, so I'll give it's better than usual in this case.
It is because she's kind of like reacting to the guy with the ATM.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, she's saying this footage is nuts.
That is unreliable. Yeah.
This footage is nuts, and pretty much the scene is just, okay, let's work on getting an idea on this guy from the footage. Meanwhile, Falcone has a family meeting of the mob families, and he's assuring all the branches of his association Everything this has benefited us. This meeting with Moroni, so you don't worry, even though he might try and strike back at us. Then Nikolai, I believe the Russian branch, perhaps. Russian branch of Falcone's operation. He's not happy about this, and he's really catty with Fish.
Is this the first time we've seen this guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen any of these guys, in addition to Mooney.
Well,
Not counting. I mean, along Mooney being there with all the people of his operation. I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Point is, he and Mooney are like basically saying, "We're not in your godforsaken country, your rat hole country. We're in Gotham." Then pretty much, saying that the women in our country actually had one of two jobs, cooking and the cooking or the cooking or in bed.
Yeah. And I love all the different layers that are going on, because even before the end of the episode where you realize what's going on between Fish and Nikolai,
yeah.
It's still like, obviously Fish is like very adamantly sticking up for Falcone, and obviously
when she doesn't believe.
Yeah. Like, they made a point of sticking that bare hands and teeth thing in at the recap, so.
And of course, Falcone's distrustful of Mooney. He's just playing it really cool.
Yeah, which, it just makes all the mob stuff in this show really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, so after they get a little catty with each other, well, I bet your mother was a lousy cook. Watch what you say about my mother. Go on, hit me. Essentially. Then Falcone kind of breaks up the tension and says, listen, he really stresses, this is interesting. Falcone here stresses the family. He's a guy who stresses a business side of the family, where Moroni's kind of embracing the family values, I noticed.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Falcone he's all business. He's stern all business, but he wants to embrace kind of family that we need to trust each other, turn on each other. Which, given the fact he still has Mooney around, at this point, still suggests that there's a little something twisted about that.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile,
there's definitely just like a whole perverted sense of, like, in general, it's just like the twisted thing about Falcone. It's the most interesting thing about his character, probably, is this whole family thing. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Next scene would be Gordon Bulk. They have a search montage next to some really good music. They played some really good music. I mean, their montages are getting better. The first episode was the only time we really got some bad music with these guys.
Yeah, and it was a definite problem with the first episode, and it probably just, pilot-itis, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it was just like the transition music was off in the first episode. That's no longer an issue. This scene was good. Them going around and showing the picture of everybody. Classic cop modus operandi, and they have it upon let's just say, a street worker of some kind.
Yeah.
In terms of this, so Gordon asked the girl a question. I love, again, Gordon Book. It's like they're fine. They're buddies, and they got a good rapport going on. They've been working together a couple episodes, and they pretty much say, "What's wrong? Is he in trouble?" Says, "No, he's won $1 million." Mm-hmm. Basically, he's like $1 millionaire out of the farm and everything. We're just trying to find him. Whether she buys it. Now, this thing I kept rewinding and rewinding. I don't think I ever heard it properly, but it sounds to me that she's charging for the information. It sounds like she's charging $3.
I got $20.
I don't know. I heard it's either 3 or 30.
Could be 30.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
I would doubt it would be 3.
I know. I kept rewinding. I kept hearing 3. I couldn't hear 30. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like she's saying 3 and Gordon's paying her 10 to be a nice guy, or he's just trying to stiff her by saying 10 instead of 30. I don't know. It's one of those two. Either way, it works. I'm just saying I can't quite get a read on it.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, so they got a name on him, pretty much strung out drug using guitar guy named Benny.
Yeah, so I'm not going to make any rent jokes this evening, but yeah, it's very hard not to. But anyways, moving on.
So they happen upon like an underpass, and they see like, a whole bunch of milk cartons and empty milk cartons and milk containers. We're saying, "Oh man, look at all these dairy products."
My gosh.
So they find the guy, and he's in really rough shape. He's in really rough shapes, and he's begging for help. And now again, Gordon Bullock they're really good cops in this scene. You know, they're pretty much just saying, okay, listen, just tell us essentially just tell us the information. They give me the description. We're more willing to help you. Even Bullock's acting more rationally than he does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Bullock was a really good cop when he was in the scenes. So he didn't punch anyone unnecessarily or anything.
I think keep in mind we're dealing with the same character where in episode 3 he literally threatens to beat a man to tell him how the physics of a balloon works.
True. So anyway, the Benny mentions a man with a mangled ear. Mentions a man with a mangled ear. Gave him the drug. Gordon Bullock's about to take him in or at least help him out. I assume handcuff him too, or at least take his hand and lead him somewhere that basically isn't going to freak out. But he freaks out. A really cool show, the Super Shrink. Gordon Bullock tried to rush him, and then basically he throws him across the way.
Oh.
And they're really selling you on the Super Shrink because they don't make it too big. They make it it's like almost like Super Soldier, Captain America logic in the Super Shrink.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Meanwhile, then he lifts a giant fridge. Oh my God! Look at Bullock's face in this scene. By the way, just look at how he's reacting.
Yeah.
The guy lifts a fridge and he's about to throw a fridge. You can assume Bullock's saying, "What did I sign up for this morning?" Pretty much, the guy's about to throw a fridge, and Gordon's like, "Yo, drop it now!" Very poor choice of words to quote the Joker, by the way.
However, this is brutal. This has got to be one of the most brutal deaths in the whole show thus far.
However, luckily for them, his drug wears off, and essentially his bones start to go and start to loosen. The point is they're starting to deteriorate, and then he gets crushed by the ATM in a Breaking Bad manner. Oh, sorry, not a fridge.
Yes.
I didn't mean a fridge. Sorry, I meant ATM. I forgot.
Oh, yes, cue Breaking Bad reference. Yes.
I was thinking, for a second, I was thinking because of the milk he would need a fridge. So I guess
ever since the ATM came into the picture, I was like, oh, Breaking Bad. All right. Anyways.
So he essentially gets crushed under an ATM, a la Breaking Bad.
Oh yes. But it's brutal, man. Like, dare I say, it's like. Even though it's more over the top, I think it's almost a little more hard to watch than because Breaking Bad's quick. This one, it's like you really see it just come down and just crush him.
Yeah. Well, at least they don't have the sound effect there, like the squishing of the head.
Yeah. Good point. All right.
So then Bullock and Gordon give a classic look, just to each other, of what did we just see? Oh my God, that was nuts. They give each other that look. And then pretty much, what I love about this scene in particular is that this scene just shows you the crazy stuff that they're going to be dealing with in the future. It's like this is just the beginning of that. Which again kind of relates to if we're not in the war yet, we're starting to get just the craziness starting to flood its way into Gotham with the rebirth of the Penguin, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Penguin coming back to Gotham, the craziness is starting to seep into Gotham.
Oh yeah.
And basically, Gordon has a line. I love this commercial break. This is a great commercial break right here. He says, the last thing we need is this drug getting around. Or, if this drug gets around, we're in trouble. Then we see literally the mangled ear. He is delivering drugs to everyone, including the girl we get the information from in town.
Yeah, he is goddamn Mr. Tambourine Man, just going around town, just pushing that stuff. Oh my God, it's crazy.
I was just thinking that's a way to end the scene right there. Gordon says, this is going to be awful. This thing gets the rest of the city, this crazy city with this powerful drug, and then you see, it is getting around, and it's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. And it's to everyone, too. Oh, boy. Okay, meanwhile, we cut back to Alfred and Bruce. Alfred hates messy files. That's what we learned in this episode. He hates files. They're crowding the room.
Definitely. It's a little bit of a pet peeve of his.
Yeah, they're crowding the room, and he's really mad at these files too. Not Bruce, just the files.
He goes back to pilot pissy Alfred for a second.
Yeah, it's hilarious though.
Yeah,
this is classic Alfred doing the guy. He would gripe about the little things. Sir, I do wish you'd try not to ruin your clothing in the sewer. Type stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so we see Bruce is we see Bruce at work looking at files and so on and so forth. Alfred's he's complaining about the files, and he also mentions like yeah, Wayne Enterprises is having a benefit tonight, uh, like a charity benefit. I don't know if it's charity, like a benefit with all like a meeting of the members of the company.
Hmm.
Basically, him and I guess he mentions like I don't suppose you'd want to go that sort of thing, or would you like to go that sort of thing? And Bruce says yes, and Alfred's surprised. And he says, "Can I have breakfast?" He says, "Wait, I can make you an egg." He says, "Wait, you sure you want to go?" Because Alfred just caught off guard by this because he doesn't expect Bruce to want to go, let alone want breakfast.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, it's good stuff because, like, this episode's storyline, like we said, it really sort of comes into fruition. A lot of the things that are going to be going down with Alfred and Bruce in the future, like relationship-wise. So.
Yeah, and Bruce's explanation is, I've been looking over the Arkham plans here, and I have some questions I want to ask the board members there. And again, Bruce is always thinking. This is classic Batman. Investigating as Bruce Wayne here.
Sure.
You get into some answers as the public face here, and also I love this is a poignant question may come back. Alfred basically asks, Bruce notices irregularities, like he knows that the mob got control of his gun by the end of the last episode, so he's wondering how that happened. That's a big thing. He wants to know like how the mob get into my parents' company,
mm-hmm.
And he's asking Alfred, did my parents do business like that? And Alfred says, no, sir, they didn't. I believe Alfred, to be honest. That's my view is that Alfred's right. The Waynes were honest, but I could always be wrong. That could be a big pivotal point in the series for all we know.
I think the Waynes were honest, but I definitely think there's probably some sketchy stuff going on with, a little bit of the upper management people. Probably.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying like his parents specifically.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, just to be fair, it's not set in stone whether they were honest or not, but we assume they are.
Oh, you're right. It's not. It'd be a little. What do you think? What do you think about the potential of them not being, wholehearted?
It'd be interesting indeed. It would kind of fit with like how Thomas Williams performed for his brief line in the first episode. He's a little standoffish.
That's true. He is.
It's operating off very little though. And it would fit within this crazy setting. It would explain like why the Waynes and Wayne and Falcone were such good pals.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see with that. It's more speculation. Continuing forward here. Let's see. So Alfred just stresses the point. Your parents didn't do business. They were not corrupt, essentially. And Bruce suspects a conspiracy based off that. And also, this is a really good. Again, they're keep building on that arc between Bruce and Alfred of Alfred says, I still hate these bloody files. I'm still throwing them in the bloody fire.
I love how Bruce is just like, no fire, Alfred.
I love that, too, and that's an order. Says, I love that. He says he doesn't say it to be me. He says, it's like now, this is a Bruce who now knows after the trauma he's faced, he's now starting to get on path. Like, he doesn't know exactly what he's doing, but he knows this is the starting point of something. Having to save his parents' company here. And he says, he's a man of duty now, much like Batman. He's pretty much saying, no fire, Alfred. That's an order. That takes. That reminds me of Dark Knight Returns type orders when like he would talk to Carrie Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would give Carrie Kelly a strict order and say that's an order or you're fired. No, he would literally say that.
I don't know. For some reason, that line really resonates with me. I think it's one of my favorite Bruce moments in the show thus far.
Yeah, that's a good Alfred Bruce man. Also, it's so funny. Is like Alfred says, "Okay, no fire," and I love how he says "no fire." The way he says it implies that maybe he's like Shred or something.
Right.
Okay. Meanwhile, let's see. Oh, by the way, there's a really important Easter egg in this scene. Really important.
Oh, okay.
Now I rewatched it again and again. I cannot place it exactly, but I can tell you if you look at that scene, the ending of that scene before it gets into the news, like the news about the Viper. You'll notice for like 2 to 3 seconds, Bruce is watching some black and white show with a man in a cape fighting somebody.
Oh.
So to me, what it looks like to me, I was gonna say it looks almost like the Batman movie, the serials from 1940s. Obviously,
that'd be like way too freaking meta.
To be honest with you, what I think it could be like a real quick
twist if it was like some guy who was inspired by the comic book character of Batman who also happened to be named Bruce Wayne. No, let's not even go there.
No, here's something. No, two things it could potentially be. To me, what I really think it was, because I looked in the costume, it didn't say like a head mask or anything. It looked like it was just a black boy with a cape.
Can I guess what you think it is?
I'm thinking George Reeves Superman.
I was gonna say what do you think about maybe the Gray Ghost?
I was about to get to that as my second.
Yeah,
Theory.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, first theory is that it may or may not, might be like DC just throwing a quick like Superman reference, but if not, the logical thing they would do, the logical thing would be it would actually be Grey Ghost.
That would be fun. I'd love to see the Gray Ghost of this
I'd
show.
love it if that were the thing, but we'll see. The point is like a black and white Crusader, like a fun little nod to the future, and if it is Grey Ghost, it'd be beyond
We're
awesome.
literally going on like single frames of the show, so it's not like this is like, ooh, check this out.
But it would be so awesome if that was Grey Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Meanwhile, let's see. Okay, so basically, his programming is interrupted by Viper news. Essentially, the Viper drug is erupting. The Viper scene's erupting in terms of it's being given out all around Gotham. Gotham is in chaos, and essentially, Gotham's being thrown in chaos within like a few hours. So a few hours is going to equal max damage with this drug on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you take this drug for a few hours, you have powers, and it just leads to absolute chaos. And you see in the GCPD, it's going absolutely nuts. Guys with super strength are in there.
Even more nuts than usual. I mean, I love how the first scene that we see in the GCPD is just like, some freak like, where's my pills, man? And now it's just evolved to this. It's
fitting in perfectly with the theme you really want with some Batman is that escalation. If you have something that's close to a Batman, you're gonna have something much crazier.
Oh god. And and Nigma, probably his best moment in the whole
Take us through the scene. What happens with Nigma? What happens
well basically, so Nigma, he's walking down the stairs, he's going to meet with Gordon and Bullock, and I'm assuming Essence is there too, probably.
Yeah.
I don't pay much attention to her, but he's walking down the stairs, and he's just noticing like this police riot, just all this rioting going on. It's basically like a riot in the station, essentially.
Yeah. And literally the same girl Gordon and Bullock were talking to was the one being hauled in there.
She's just like freaking out. She is just like going gangbusters on this place. Oh god.
Anyway.
But anyways, Ed, he just takes a minute to just soak everything in. And, oh man, he just smiles. He loves it. He's as satisfied with this situation as the Penguin was getting back to Gotham in episode 3. He's just like, oh, yeah. That's some good chaos. Yeah, that's some good chaos. I love it. Would you agree that is that your favorite Nigma moment so far? Because it was definitely mine.
I'm not quite sure, but it's getting there. I think the best Nigma is yet to come, to be honest with you. But this is a good one.
Oh, I totally think so. But I really love the way they're building him so far. It's just beat by beat, just like a few lines per episode, but there's totally a progression with him. So
I don't know, my favorite's still the moment in the pilot where basically Gordon out-riddles him.
Yeah, I didn't like that because it was just like too blatantly like, oh, hey, he likes riddles. Like,
anyway, so.
I know. I like the way that they've kind of built it now, where he's just kind of more just quirky more than anything else, and obviously brilliant. But anyways,
meanwhile, Nigma's given some exposition to S and Bullock and Gordon, pretty much saying this is an important plot today. And again, my last theory was that it could have been Dr. Death. Now, Dr. Death is a villain who basically he does experiments that involve bones.
Oh dear.
Makes me think that this whole calcium thing could have been a reinvention of Dr. Death.
Right. No, that's actually kind of spot on. Yeah.
Because essentially, Enigma's deduced. He's done some tests. He's run tests on the drug, and pretty much finds out that you get super strength for a few hours, but you need a constant. Even when you have it, you need a constant. Your body desires a constant need of calcium, if not more of the drug. You desperately need more calcium because it's burning off that calcium to equal super strength. So pretty much, and after you run out of calcium, literally when you run out of calcium, your bones start to deteriorate, and then you die.
And I love how it's like only in Gotham is this kind of drug like, oh yeah, you die, but shit, man, you get really high for a few hours, so fuck.
There is some good symbolic implications there. You get a bunch of power that's going to backfire on you, especially in Gotham. All these individual little people, they get power and then it just crumbles on them like that within a few. They don't even have like a full day to enjoy it. Only a few hours, if not less.
Right, right.
Then
Oh
of
boy.
course Enigma. Then we see Enigma's kind of marveling at this drug. He says it's fascinating. He gets cut off by Essence, which
Yeah,
already
he's
thinks.
just like, yeah, this is like the most rude cutoff, and screw Essence in this moment. It's just like, I cannot tell you what an honor it is to. Anyways, blah blah blah. Screw
And just
you.
think what's really the underlying really cool thing about that. It's Enigma just being cut off. That must eat away at him. Like, oh, he
Oh,
really hates
you know
it.
it is. You know it is, and they're making a point to show it every time
Like
he appears.
he's not getting the respect he thinks he deserves. Especially he deduced what this wonder drug is, and he's truly fascinated by this drug. And then he sees then the same girl. I love how Gordon's bears witness to this. He sees the same girl he was talking to earlier. Basically fall to pieces right in front of him, and then he just has a funny, hilarious line, just saying, "Fascinating." Then he just says it again, just fascinating.
I think your Dexter comparisons were kind of spot on in a way from the pilot. I really think that's I don't know, kind of where they're leaning at this point. But you know what
Anyways,
it is? He's a little bit of a combination between Dexter and Masuka.
I don't know if he's Masuka. Masuka's far dirtier.
Oh, that's true. All right, all right.
Anyways, the point is the big plot thing against you need calcium. That's why all the milk and all the dairy products.
Yeah, I like that concept.
Also, the other thing he pointed. This is an important plot detail. Before he saw Baird witness to fascinating. He pointed out that to make this drug, you need a really good lab to make. A really good lab made this, and the top candidate, like someone who could make this, would be the Wellsine Company, which is a partner of the Wayne Enterprises organization.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, just fascinating. Then we're on to the next thing. The point is that Wellsine's on the top of their list to ask. Like a huge company like that would be able to make copious
anywhere
amounts.
in the comics, or is this like a new thing for the show?
I'm assuming
it's new for the show.
Yeah, I assume new for the show too. I've never heard about Wellsine.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Anyway, let's see. Next scene. Oh, great! Part one of a two-part phenomenal scene.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Sal Maroni. He's talking over with Frankie about how to pull off his rally, and Frank's trying to discourage him like crazy, saying, "Listen, if we do this, we're gonna lose guys." Saying this is nuts. He says, "Okay, I don't care how many guys he loses as long as he pull this job off." He says, "Hey, maybe I should hire some of these Viper guys to do it." Why don't you grow some balls, Frankie? Why don't you take the Viper? Anyway. So the point is then the Penguin overhears it, and he comes over, and I love Penguin and Maroni. I guess I fell in love with Maroni in this episode more so than usual.
I was already hooked, but yeah, I mean, Maroni is...
This is Maroni's finest hour.
Oh yeah. I mean, bravo to David Zayas. First, I think that's the first time I'm actually calling him that, not Angel Batista, because he's earned it. He's earned it. This is like a far cry from Angel Batista.
Yeah, David Zayas is awesome in this role. Point is
Yes. Okay.
I say Zayas. I don't know if it's right or not. Anyway, so basically, Penguin comes over and has a suggestion. Excuse me, Don Maroni. I have a contact who could sneak you through the tunnels. Essentially, like the tunnels, like the some sort of system underground, pretty much. He knows a janitor who can usher him in there. And Frankie's really skeptical. Maroni's I love Maroni. He's very accommodating, and he's a family man. He kind of puts some trust in the thing. He gives him some rope. Let's see where this guy's going. Pretty much, he's hearing him out. He's being a class. He pours him some wine. Emperor says, "What is your name?" Says, "Well, they call me Penguin around here." Saying, "You don't like being called that, do you?" "No." Says, "Well, it suits you. Yeah, you should take it. It's not a bad name. It suits you."
Yeah.
Then pretty much, then he says, Penguin, you don't strike me as quite the earnest guy you act like. Saying, "Well, that's why you're the Don." So very perceptive, sir. That's my favorite line from Penguin. Very perceptive, sir. That's why you're the Don. And Maroni plays it so well. He's accommodating. He's sweet. He's funny. He's so charming. He's charming to a T. And then pretty much he's hearing him out. And then Penguin gets the idea again. Penguin's taking a huge risk here, basically telling him the story, like why he knows his contact and so on and so forth.
Again,
It's like,
I'm sorry to make the Survivor comparison, but this is totally like, a Survivor player like revealing their big move. Like, okay, we need to vote this person out. And it's like, you need to do that at a very specific time in Survivor. And he pulled this card at a very specific time, and I think it worked out for him. I'm sorry, though.
anyway, so point is, he essentially he again. I'm not doing it justice. I really want to make that point because Robin Lothar. I love how he delivers this, and his vocabulary is on the spot on and everything. Just telling the story. I have a tale to tell you, and just to start with the headline here that I used to work for Fish Mooney. I used to work for Fish Mooney, and until they killed me, of course.
Hello!
Hello. I love it when he says hello. Thank you for reminding me that. I love it when he says hello. He says
hello.
hello, and he's just joking and laughing with. It's like the moment in Goodfellas, hello, and then again, I love the reactions on Maroney's like saying, "Oh, yeah, you're right." Then saying hello, and so then you can see my predicament. Then slams him on the table, and then he says, because Penguin said, "Oh, this is a really funny story." Pretty much, I'm sure you'll appreciate after hearing the story. A really funny story. And then he says to Frankie, "Oh, he's right. It was a pretty funny story." Frankie just gives a nod. I love Frankie's nod. Frankie, to me, just right off the bat with Maroney, strikes me as not exactly Gills and Me. Strikes me more of like Remo from Bates Motel.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to think of that guy's name. I was like, why am I not thinking of his name? No, you and me totally have the same thought.
So anyway,
right.
So Penguins. So the Penguins in the hot seat right now. He's in trouble. Then we cut to the Wellesian representative coming into the chaotic GCPD precinct, and he chats with our dashing yet soiled boys in blue.
Yeah, I guess this is another one of my kind of little nitpicks about not so much this episode, but just the way these episodes are kind of framed in general is like, I don't know, BlueDragonFive, I'm just not a big fan of the whole case a week thing, and I understand we kind of need to have it to keep like the whole cop thing going, and there's a lot of big stuff happening with the mob, but it's kind of hard to sit through so much exposition.
Well, no, remember, this whole company thing is building towards a recurring plot thread. So this is important. This isn't just exposition. This is just showing you like how bad the company is.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like there's always a moment in every episode where it's like, okay, this is the person where we're gonna
like the old guy in the balloon episode. He's like he owns the balloons.
Yeah, or the guy who they went to. Oh, 2 cartons of cigarettes. This must be important.
Yeah, okay, you got a point. It's kind of a reoccurring thing. Anyway, so basically, the Wellesian representative comes in and says, we have no connection to this thing, and then pretty much he mentions the man with the mangled ears. If anyone's description, we find it's Stan Patulski, and he's a disgruntled ex-employee.
At least he didn't have shiny shoes.
He did not have shiny shoes. Shiny shoes, mother of God. That is awesome.
Captain Logan's dreams.
Yeah. Man, they love shoes on this show. Anyway.
Oh yes.
Let's see. So the point is, I love Gordon in this scene. Gordon's pointing out, and Gordon and Bullock too. Like Bullock saying, "Did we strike a nerve?" Pretty much. And you get a sense of Bullock just saying, how the cops, especially in Gotham, really detest lawyers and representatives.
What was that?
They really detest lawyers and representatives.
Right.
In Gotham, because they make their job harder and they investigate on the corruption. Really, it's a pointless battle, but they investigate on the corruption.
Oh, yeah.
The point is, so then Gordon makes the really smart observation that you already knew this. You came down here because you knew we would eventually happen upon this guy being working with your company. Essentially, you're denying responsibility by coming down. You're essentially, she's dying. It's just, you could have a search warrant if you wanted to come by. And then I love Gordon Bullock have this poo-eating grin on him. It's like just this whole we'll get right on filing the paperwork on that.
Oh yeah. No, it's a really good Gordon moment.
Again,
kind of sassy Gordon.
Yeah, I love Gordon Bullock. Were so great in this episode together. It's like a fantastic team.
No, you're right. It's beautiful. After 5 episodes, their relationship has really come
I
together.
want them to keep going with this. I love this. And it's going to be think about it. If they keep going this route, it's going to be such a big betrayal when Bullock finds out that, wait, you didn't kill Cobblepot, Mike. I'm going to put a bullet in you. Oh, yeah.
Well, and then, we did see in that extended trailer at the start of the season, that whole big confrontation. So I think that's kind of what they're building towards, so.
If not
yeah.
that, then Bullock's going to be more and more. They keep building up the friendship. Bullock's going to be more conflicted when he has to pull the trigger on Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. Then essentially Gordon has a little detour as Bullock gets the paperwork started in the meantime.
Yeah.
So Frankie comes by and says, "We have a mutual friend, Oswald Cobblepot." I suppose unless you want me to talk to a fellow officer here, we're gonna get going. Get some of the car. You mind shoving over?
No, he doesn't say talk to a fellow officer.
I know. I'm just
to ship Cobblepot's head to Falcone.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
Godfather style.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so then Gordon has a bag put over his head, and the next scene, coming back from commercial, we have the best scene of the episode. This is, again, it's hard to say. We have so many good scenes and stuff, but this is probably the best scene of the episode, though.
He's eating lobster, which is wonderful, and he's just enjoying it so much.
First of all, he's eating seafood, which kind of relates to a penguin, almost.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what else I love? I love the giant bib that he has on.
Oh, yeah.
I love classic Italian bib.
I absolutely love Gordon's perspective, like the POV in this. Just there's a bag lifted off his head. Sees Falcone there eating, like literally the embodiment of kind of the corpulence and corruption of Gotham. The fat cat, the big mob boss is eating fancy food in the worst city in the world, and he's living on top of everyone else, and next to him is the Penguin, who, again, kind of Gordon's fear is this is going to mean trouble for Gordon. That Penguin's been found out, and he's there, and Gordon wants to keep this whole thing secret so he can work within the system. And now one of the big pillars in this war that he's now involved in has the advantage over Gordon, and Gordon knows, this is not going to end well. It's like he sees that, and he's like, it's almost like a nightmare situation, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
He just sees like the beaten Penguin next to this guy, enjoying his lobster eating and being fancy. It's great.
Oh, he's just having a ball, man.
And my favorite moment.
He does not care what the resolution to this whole meeting is going to be. Like, he is so content either way with it. It's like, if Penguin's lying, shit, fuck it, I'll just kill both of them. But if he's not, then cool, right on. I got an ally.
My favorite mundane moment in this scene is when Maroney offers Gordon a drink, and pretty much Gordon says, "Water."
And I also like how he offers him like a really super fancy, like, I can't even pronounce the name. I had to rewind it like 3 times. Like, there's no way I'm pronouncing it. But and he's like, "Oh, it's wonderful with seafood."
And just Gordon says water. I love how Gordon does order something. It reminds me of that scene in Bates Motel with Nick Ford. And Nick Ford didn't offer Dylan anything.
Right. Oh,
he didn't offer Dylan water. But Gordon got his water, which is good. It's a simple bit. The point is, in this great scene, oh boy, where to start? So Penguin's been found out, and basically Maroney's presenting Gordon with the facts here that first of all he's telling him, so I heard the funniest story from Oswald Cobblepot here, and I want you to tell me. Gordon's like interrupting, I don't know, and he says, "Listen, you will have your turn." Snaps on a T.
Oh yeah.
Essentially snaps on a T, and Penguin's like trying to be sniveling and conniving. You see how cowardly the Penguin really can be. Just pretty much he knows if Gordon says the wrong thing, he's dead. They're both dead. And
yeah, I think in this moment, the Penguin, he really put himself out there, so he genuinely, probably for the first time in the series, is like, I don't know, maybe besides when Gordon is, the freaking start of the whole, every episode there's a war, but probably the most genuinely scared he's been.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Anyway, so Penguins keep trying to interject, and like Maroney's just like shouting again. Just has these Murray has kind of these almost I want to say kind of psychotic tendencies. More of like his like that uneasy temper of like he seems all pleasant and he seems pleasant and upfront family man, but then he'll have his moments of like he'll just be that ruthless mobster, just yelling "Shut up!" and then telling Gordon, "You'll have your turn to speak after me." Really intimidating. Really a lot of presence on Maroni there,
Oh God! I never would have thought that we would see a character like this come from Angel Batista. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but it just blows my mind every time he kills a scene like this.
So anyway, then like he says, like, if you interrupt one more time, I'm gonna stick this lobster down your throat.
Oh
So
God!
cool.
Yeah, I love the gesture that he makes with the lobster. Doesn't like he takes a claw.
Yeah, he says he's gonna jam the
does,
claw down his throat.
But I think he kind of a little like playfully just like nudges the penguin's cheek with the claw or something like that.
I don't remember that. You might
Oh God! Yeah, it's just a fun little gesture, Like, right.
Anyway, so basically, Penguin interrupts too many times. I'm thinking to myself, Penguin, just shut up, you're trusting Gordon. But he doesn't. Anyway, so basically, Penguin gets put in the other room next to a slicer. Pretty much, if he doesn't hear what he wants, he's gonna chop him to pieces.
Oh man! Oh, that's great.
And I love Gordon's perspective in this scene. It's so great because Gordon's telling the story, then Penguin interrupts, and then he gets put in the other room because again, Penguin's just so worried Gordon's gonna say the wrong thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so the important thing is, and I like how Gordon pretty much he does just lay out the truth there. Just tells him the truth. That's what classic Gordon does. He really trying to think really if there's any details he would have said that would have got him killed.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in that situation you kind of just have to go for it.
Yeah, because I love how Gordon just did what Gordon does best. He remains true. He's telling the truth, and he didn't lie at all.
No, not at all.
He just
the
told
one thing that I can kind of bring the scene down for, and there's really no way around it, is, again, it's sort of like, yeah, we're getting the same information that we already know told to us again. But to me, that's just like a writing OCD thing that I kind of have, a whole show don't tell sort of thing. But anyways, it's not a big deal.
No, really, hasn't been told that many. Hasn't been told that many times, really. It's only been told when he was just telling Falcone.
We have the whole freaking intro at the beginning of every episode.
I mean, not counting the intro is what I'm saying. Not counting the intro.
Yeah, but I'm saying they freaking let us know right at the top that whole thing. So I don't know. But like I said, it's more of just my own personal writing OCD than anything else, and it's a great scene. So
I'll tell you what really sells. Just hearing. This is the most. I'll make this statement right here. I think this is the most Gordon Ben McKenzie has sounded as Jim Gordon.
Okay, nice.
In this scene, it's really good. He's pretty much laying out in that kind of that sorrowful Gordon voice, just laying out the truth in this terrible situation, just telling him that I was a pawn. I can just close my eyes and I can hear Gordon telling me this. Just pretty much him saying pretty much saying I was a pawn in Falcone's plot to frame Mario Pepper for the Wayne murder, and essentially I was ordered by the police and by Falcone to execute Penguin, and as you can tell, I didn't.
Mm.
Really good stuff, and I love how Falcone just because you and I we're storytellers at heart. We gotta appreciate a good story, and my God, he tells it. He does tell. Well, I commend I commend Maroni. I commend Maroni on what he says. Basically, Murray wants him to tell him a story, and if I don't hear the exact same story, I'm going to kill you both because someone's going to be lying, and I can't afford that, so both of you are going to die. Pretty much is good story, Jim, and very well told. Most guys in the situation, they would have freaked out.
And I feel like that's kind of like genuine, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I like. Maroni definitely does have genuine moments where he does want to kind of make these people feel at ease, but at the same time, he's a psychotic mobster, so it just makes his character all the more interesting.
Oh yeah. After this little story time, and Penguin's brought in, and oh my God, Maroni makes the best turn ever, saying, "You little turncoat son of a gun, I love you." Kisses him. And because that's what I was thinking, looking at the promo for this episode. I was thinking, really thinking about it. Yeah, Penguin is going to work his way up, and really that'd be an advantage for Maroni, having an inside man who is considered dead by the other ones. So yeah, Maroni could benefit from working with Penguin. Of course, he's going to be ticked off at first for lying. But yeah, we're finally there. I love that. We got it all in one scene.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
pretty much saying it's like an early Christmas. Essentially, he says something along the lines of like it's an early Christmas that first of all, before he ends the story, so he says, so no one knows if they did already be dead. Just right.
Oh, he is just so delighted by it.
He is, and so great. That pretty much it says it's an early Christmas, and then Gordon says, "Happy holidays. Can I go now?"
This actor exhibits more emotional range in this one scene than he did in the entire run of Dexter. Would you give me that?
No.
No. I disagree, but that's just.
I'll contend this. I'll say this is better than Batista, but Batista wasn't bad.
Yeah, I know, but give me a scene with Batista that is even like nearly as memorable as something like this.
Well, the ending. Last episode.
I don't want to get into it. I haven't.
Right. Anyway,
so
the point is like Gordon says this hilarious line of "Happy holidays. Can I go now?" And pretty much Falcone. Sorry, I keep saying Falcone because I'm thinking of the story Gordon just told. Maroni. Yeah. Maroni says, "Okay, well, listen, Jim. I'll keep this little secret between us. But if I need you, I'll call you." And Bruno says, "Yeah, you do that." And Penguin, you can tell Gordon wants to have words with Penguin, which we'll see in the future if he does or not. Pretty much, Gordon gives a look, and I can't tell what Penguin's muttering. It looks like Penguin's just saying. It looks like Penguin's just saying thank you, or he might be saying.
I think he's trying to just thank him. I guess that'd be my guess. Yeah.
I assume he's saying thank you, but he could be saying like, just say yes.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so really great scene, fantastic scene. I'm not doing justice describing here, but take my word for it. It's a great scene, just showing what Gordon would do. Gordon's literally looking down the face of a mobster that he does not have any personal connections to, because technically his father knew Falcone.
Oh yeah.
Maroni's a guy Gordon just heard about up to this point. He hasn't met the guy, and he meets him, and he sees that even his contact has been found. The Penguin, his confidant, and he's been beaten. And Penguin's kind of an intimidating guy that Gordon. Even though Gordon doesn't know if Penguin's done anything intimidating, actually, so never mind that. Point is, I mean, his informant's been taken down. Gordon's really in a bind here, and he's playing it off really well. And we can tell in the next scene he's bothered by it, and Bullock pointing at that, saying, "Is something wrong?" He says, "Is it Barbara?" And he says, "Yes," and that's hilarious. He's just blaming Barbara because why not? She is getting on his nerves. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah, so basically Maroni's keeping the secret, but we don't know for how long, or he could always have that over Gordon, so pretty much Gordon's in a tough spot there. So it ends on a dark.
Oh, yeah, Maroni, he definitely just, pretty much an outright blatant threat at the end, like, oh yeah, you're basically my little puppet now.
The tragedy of Jim Gordon is there are no.
You're not like Ultron. You don't. You're not like Ultron. There are strings on you now. Sorry.
The tragedy of Gordon is that he will. He never has a happy ending.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so let's see. Continuing forward here. Mooney is talking to Lives and basically doing some training with some voice training, like the whole the delivery of "I love you" and the delivery of "you lied to me" type thing. Like, I'm disappointed in you.
It's really creepy.
Pretty much, and really, this is important. Again, just hammering the mother thing. That Mooney has gotten to know Falcone over these years, and she must know or have figured that he's got some connections to his mother or something. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's hammering in the fact you got really playing the parallel of again, for mysterious reasons why you're making it motherly. To basically connect the relationship between Mooney and this girl. She's taking this girl in from the streets, kind of like Penguin in the pilot. She basically says, "I've been like a mother to you."
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
So I mean, pretty much, yeah. She's really hammering on the whole mother thing.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, again, I mentioned that Bullock's kind of curious about what's up with Gordon. Pretty much saying, "Is it Barbara?" They get a lead on a professor. They look at a picture. They see, oh, wait, who's this guy in the picture? It says it's Patelsky's old professor. Let's go with that guy. Yeah. No. We get a really awesome scene here with this actor. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
it's
can't
good.
place this actor, but he seems so familiar.
Hmm.
Uh, anyway, so they interrogate the old philosophy professor, and essentially the professor has a big old name drop here, giving us some information that Podolsky worked for the company. Company developed this Viper, this
Oh, by the
Viper
way, it was
drug.
also called Venom. Yeah.
Let me get to it. he was producing. He produced
Well, I
Viper,
mean,
which is
that's just how casually he drops it. It's just like.
he literally coughs after he says it too, like how like to distract from it.
Right. Oh
Point
god.
is, he says he worked on this thing called Viper, which gives you super strength. That was basically developed for combat troops, like not exactly like the U.S. government military, but it's basically for military operation type stuff, like guys who are the private militaries. He essentially said it was developed for combat. And then pretty much the first version was flawed, hence the calcium side effect. And then he says they refined it. That was their precursor. Then they refined it with something called venom. At that point, he left. They say then Patulski left because he morally couldn't deal with this stuff because he realized the damage it was doing and how they didn't care about the people.
I very much got a Richard Parker vibe from the new Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a bit of that there.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, let's see. Oh yeah, right. Okay. So again, Stan essentially he mentions that Stan Patulski he grew a conscience and he talked to the Waynes. This is important. He talked to the Waynes, and essentially the Waynes shut this down. At least they were going to shut the whole production of this drug down. But then they died, and then presumably I'm presuming they died, and that's the reason that it was back in production.
Mm-hmm.
It was never fully shut down. And then he left at that point. So that's important. It ties into the Waynes.
Okay, yeah.
I caught that on the rewatch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways,
you're right. It goes by really quick.
Then they're looking to get information on his location. The old man's not talking, and Bullock says, or else I'll beat it out of you, old timer." And then he says, "I'm not."
No, he says he has a great line. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. We're just about to get to it."
No. What is it?
Well, the old man's like, "What are you gonna do? I'm old. I'm tied."
Yeah, basically, yeah, he says, "I'm a."
He's like, "I'll help you die quicker, you terrorist."
It's funny.
Oh, I love that.
And then pretty much he then delivers like cryptic information, basically saying you're too late. And then Bullock's getting real pissed off at him. And I love how Gordon like stops Bullock for a second. And this moment I love. It doesn't go anywhere. It's kind of a shame it doesn't really go anywhere, but it's such a cool moment. Of Gordon says, wait, you said you had a meeting, right? You said you had an appointment, right? And then he says, now you're asking the right questions.
Yeah, you're right. I love
that line. Again, I just love the actor who plays the old man here.
Oh.
Anyway, so he grabs the vial, sniffs it up, and he's super strong. And this is so funny, too. Really thinking about this, Tiki. Because Gordon asked the right question, so it does somewhat go somewhere. Because he asked the right question, he doesn't attack Gordon.
Oh,
It's either that or just the running gag of Bullock gets the short end of the stick and that he always gets attacked by the super strong people.
Oh god.
Because he got thrown around by the bodybuilder lady and now he's getting thrown around by the old man. The old man's trying to kill him. And pretty much Gordon shoots him and tries to ask him his information. Let's see, I'm trying to think what he gets out. Essentially, he has some sort of clue that eventually that leads them to the Wayne meeting, and also Bullock has a hilarious line before that. Actually, he dies, and Gordon's like begging for some information before he dies, which is too late. And then Bullock says, "What's altruism?"
Yeah.
You know what I love about that?
Hmm.
Rewatching it, it kind of dawned on me. Oh wait, because he didn't ask the right question. Now he's asking what he thinks is the right question.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's asking a question because it worked out for Gordon. That's why Gordon didn't get the crap beat out of him. Which I'm stretching with that, but that could be funny.
No, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next scene. You want to take us through some of this?
Yeah, sure. So let's see. Is this where we hit the charity?
Yeah, where Bruce and Alfred just got there.
Okay, so yeah, we have. Well, first we kind of see that Bruce and Alfred are there. Alfred's checking Bruce in and everything. Bruce is kind of looking around. He's like sort of immediately skeptical of the whole thing. And as was pointed out on Geekvolution, to give them credit, Yeah, this is the first in a long line of charity events that Bruce Wayne is going to attend that is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. So funny stuff there. You got the giant TV all set up for the villain to take over.
By the way, I love in the background how it's like saying all the good stuff Wayne Enterprises does, and then the guy comes on saying all the evil it's done.
Right. Yeah, pretty in your face. And,
really good framing, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. You see Stan, he's working I think he's like working as a chef or something.
Yeah, he's disguised as a chef.
Yeah, and, he's got just a big old vat of Viper. Just a big old freaking just.
And this might be an '89 reference of some kind. It's kind of like it would be an '89 reference, but they're kind of like doing it from the outside though. It's like how in '89 how the Joker pumps the art museum full of
right. Yeah.
Full of I assume Joker gas. But full of that prints, we see kind of what that goes into that operation from the outside, is just pumping it into the system. Yeah. He's trying to. Meanwhile, Bruce is chatting up with this new character who I'm assuming is going to play an important role called Mathis, who is, to my knowledge, a new character.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, God, this show, it's like, they just kind of play around so much with, like, the name drops and new characters. I really like sort of the mix that they're going with. But anyways.
The important thing with Mathis is that Mathis was, I love how Alfred, like, informs Bruce some of these things. Like, he informs him that Mathis was, like, close to her father.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then basically Bruce is sitting down with her. Again, classic Bruce Wayne stuff. I love this kid, man. I really do. He's so professional, Bruce Wayne. Like, not like you can tell, you get a sense she's trying to talk down to him, but it's not working.
You know what line I hated but loved at the same time, because it's like it's so condescending, is I think you just mentioned it. It's the whole thing like, oh, the people at upper management are so busy that they can't be here. Your parents made such a good company. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, she says awesome. Literally, that's the talking down to him, right?
BlueDragonFive, I like, as someone who is in therapy, I swear to God, anytime a therapist says that anything you do is quote unquote awesome, I want to sock them right in the face. I just do. That is like one of the most condescending things you could possibly say to someone, I think.
Well, more in like the delivery, I suppose, but if they casually say awesome, it's fine, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's an issue with me when it's like clearly they're just trying to like give you a little bit of like a it's okay, don't worry about it.
Right.
What you did is awesome.
I got you.
You don't even know me. You're just getting paid to talk to me. Anyway,
so Bruce finds out that she's in middle management. There are no actual board members there, and of course that kind of disappoints Bruce because he wants to talk to the big board members. And I love how he brings up to her before pretty much she kind of tries to brush him off. Pretty much, he says that I wonder if the files of the Arkham Project, there's some irregularities. Kind of an homage to the Dark Knight, if you ask me.
Yeah.
There are he knows some irregularities, and then pretty much he asks, like, can you set up a meeting with me and the board? He says, well, they're busy people, but I can sure try. Usually because you're like they don't talk to minors. Like, I'm sure they make an exception for you. Then they get interrupted.
Oh yeah, by the giant TV that's just conveniently framed in the middle of the whole thing.
Yeah, so take us through.
Okay, so once again, it is Stan the Man, and he gives a pretty damn intimidating speech. Like you said, it's all about like the irony, and that this charity function's like, oh my God, look how ironic, and look how wonderful the Wayne Enterprises is, and then this guy comes on, and he's like, okay, screw it. I worked for this company, and I developed this really dangerous drug. I didn't want it to get out, and now I'm going to have to prove how dangerous it is.
Because no one pays attention.
Yeah, no one paid attention to street people, so let's see how people deal with important people.
Because apparently nothing happens unless it happens to important people. That's such a cool line.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the actor playing the Patolsky, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And also I love in the middle of that basically saying the company, because of the chemical that was made, the Viper chemical was made because of the subsidiary to Wayne Enterprise, and I love that Bruce is saying, is that true? He says, no, this man's crazy.
Bruce, this man is clearly insane.
And that she's one. I knew in that moment, oh, there's something off with this lady.
Right.
Anyways, let's see. So I love this moment. This moment I love so much, and this is a great Alfred Bruce moment here.
Mhm.
So the gas, you can see the gas is starting to be pumped in. Gordon Bullock, they're getting there trying to evacuate. Like Bullock's getting in there, he's trying to evacuate people. And right before that, though, Alfred he sees the gas. He's very perceptive. He sees the gas. He puts his coat over Bruce's head and gets him out of there. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I love that moment. Anyway, continue. What's happening?
Okay, so I think at this point, are
Gordon.
we? God, Gordon. Could you take us through?
All right, so essentially, so our Gordon versus Podolsky somewhat. Pretty much,
Oh yeah,
Podolsky's on
okay,
the
yeah.
roof.
So
Gordon, yeah.
I can get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's just a big confrontation. Well, actually, no, it's kind of a small confrontation. To tell you the truth, it's
Oh
sort of
yeah.
I kind of like that. Like, not every episode needs to have this big, epic showdown at the end. I kind of feel like if every episode did, it'd be more formulaic. And the big thing with the show is I don't want it to fall into formula. So,
It reminds you of Balloon Man, doesn't it?
a little bit, yeah, a little bit. And essentially Gordon says he orders the guy to stop all the Viper chemicals, and he's like, no, it's too late for that, detective. And it just really quick. Gordon shoots out the vat. The Vipers go all up in the air. By the way, did you think it was a little bit implausible that Gordon and Bullock wouldn't get sort of like that stuff's going airborne? I don't know. Like that's a lot of Viper going around. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, he shoots it out. It goes in like a fixed location, and I guess as long as like Gordon stays far enough away from it, I'll admit the one thing I'll say is a little implausible is that Gordon it wouldn't disappear that fast. If Gordon runs to that rooftop to check out the situation, mind you, the gas is gone at this point. So time's passed, but I'm not sure that much gas would go away that fast. But that's a minor thing.
Yeah.
Point is, I think it's because it's in a fixed location and it wasn't like a huge amount. It was just like a canister. It was a canister, like the whole thing didn't come out of the can even. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say. The point is, like Gordon shoots the thing and he's infected by it. I love Podolsky's lines here. Basically, Podolsky is saying, "Get to see Podolsky. All Podolsky wants is peace, pretty much. And he's a nice guy, pretty much." He says, "I understand. I understand why you're upset." Essentially, he says, "I understand. I don't." Essentially saying, "I don't understand. I don't blame you." Pretty much, he says, essentially, he won't freeze. He won't be arrested. As Gordon and Bullock, and now the gun's drawn at him, and pretty much he he walks off the ledge of the building,
Mm-hmm.
and then Bullock kind of has like a weird 1%er type line where he's kind of saying, "Oh, I guess it's too much of a good thing."
Yeah.
Little that out there, but also the important thing Podolsky says, check out Warehouse 39. So again, Podolsky, he was a good guy. In his own mind, he was a good guy, which I think is a good quality you want in your villains.
Yeah, I hear you for sure.
Again, I loved his motivation. His motivation is really good.
Like we said, it definitely kind of ranges up there with Balloon Man in terms of like, he had the right idea. He was just kind of going about it in the wrong way.
You also got to remember, he did kind of a weird thing where he tried to cut his own ear off, which I still kind of forget how that relates to it. So a little bit off of like why the mangled ear. Like he cut it off in an argument.
Well, I think the mangled ear is just like the shiny shoes. It's just a freaking like visual thing.
It is, but the whole story behind it they mention is like he cuts it off to win an argument, or it's kind of weird.
No, it's basically like a freak out at work against, yeah, you're right. It is an argument against a supervillain, but I didn't take it that he was trying to win an argument. I just took it as more like, he's just emotionally just freaking out about it. But anyways.
Right. Anyway, so continuing forward. You take us to the next scene. So we're at the warehouse.
Okay, so yeah, basically, long story short, warehouse is empty. What do you think?
What do you expect? It's Gotham.
Do you think that it was cleared out, or do you think that that the guy just gave him just a bogus address, or what?
Well, I think the answer's simple to you because Mathis was there. Pretty much, you can assume it's been cleaned out.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
it's been cleaned out. Mathis is talking to somebody saying, we're safe right now.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all the evidence was cleared out, pretty much. So again, she'll be back. She's got some interesting stuff, I assume, because she's kind of their big conspiracy thread for Wayne Enterprises right now.
Oh yes, oh yes, she will be back indeed for sure.
Okay. Meanwhile, you got a really nice, heartwarming end to the arc between Alfred and Bruce here. We're back at Wayne Manor. It's really no dialogue is said. It's perfect. It's Bruce is looking through the files, continuing work, and then Alfred he's now embracing the files as he's looking through them. He's not complaining about burning them or anything. It's a quiet moment. Bruce just looks up and he has a smile, and then he goes back into the look.
I love it. I really love it.
That's
Oh
a really
god.
sweet moment. I gotta tell you, that's a sweet moment. Alfred, he's on board. And I love how Alfred's whole thing was that he. It's not that he. A part of it is that he may have doubted it a little. That coming, at least he doubted that he would find anything, and he now knows. Okay, well, there was like a whole plot to eradicate Wayne Enterprise. He knows something's up. I'm going to help him out. I fully invested in this.
Yeah.
Really, really good scene. No dialogue exchange whatsoever, and yet really sold. It was so good.
Yeah, again, I can't say enough good things about most of this cast, but Alfred, he's really becoming a standout. Just, I think Alfred, in a way, is kind of like the emotional crux of the whole show. You know what I mean?
Well, that fits with
At the
Alfred.
very least, yeah, of course, sure. I was gonna say, at the very least, the moral compass, which any good Alfred should be. So.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. Then we see the casino robbery in progress, or just a
This
funny
very
little
much
quiet.
reminded me of Bates Motel.
Oh yeah. This is a simple, quiet scene of them waiting in a car.
Frankie, I'm sorry, a penguin's just nervous as hell. Maroney's kind of calling him on that.
Yeah, pretty much saying, "Hey, it's good to have some fear. You keep your nerves sharp." Pretty much says, you have a right to be feared because if your guy doesn't come through, if my guys don't come out of there, neither do you. Pretty much. And then they come through for him, and if everyone's Falcone's pleased, Pam gets to live another day. All is well.
Indeed, indeed.
Meanwhile, we have a little more of an intimate scene going on. Take us through it.
Oh God. Okay, so Fish and this Mikolai character. Yeah, you're right. They are getting intimate with each other, and we find out that the whole thing with Falcone, it was just a ruse. Surprise, surprise. I mean, like I said, they did include the whole bare hands and teeth thing. So.
It makes sense. They both called out Falcone on his action. Well, not Mooney, but the other guy called out Falcone on his actions. It makes sense that she'd be buddies with this guy.
Indeed, yeah. And then, we get a slow reveal building up to, basically.
Oh, this is a great scene.
Yeah, basically Fish has got a secret weapon.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to take us through the last scene?
Sure. We see that weapon in action, pretty much. We see Falcone doing because man, they really sell him the fact that he's an old mobster, that he's feeding the pigeons.
I love it. When I first saw that scene from far away, I don't know why, I just kind of thought it was Bullock for like a split second. I was like, oh, that's really cool.
No.
Bullock.
Anyway, so pretty much I love the set too, just this giant stairway in front of the city.
Oh.
Really great set. The point is he's feeding the birds and he hears the aria song. He hears the song being like hummed, I guess. It's not really much of a singing thing either. I think Fish Mooney's a little harsh on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's humming the song to the music in her ear. I don't know. The point is, Liza, who's now has had a change in hair color and appearance, so basically she's walking by humming the song, and Falcone is raises an eyebrow at this, and he goes over and says, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I recognize that song. My mother used to sing it for me when I was young." And pretty much he doesn't get to finish the statement, but he kind of says, "You remind me of her," almost. He says, "Oh, it's nothing." But then pretty much, would you like to listen to it? Yeah, sure. And he felt he's like a little kid in love. He's like Al Pacino in the first Godfather. He's like he's like Michael when he's in Italy.
Yeah.
Like he's falling in love, presumably. The point is, the plan is in action. I want to point out, I called this from the last episode that her plan. That her plan would have to be, because she presumably killed Falcone's first his other girlfriend, to make room for this one. So man, Mooney's really thought of this plan. I love how all the thoughts go in their plan. So Penguin got his thinking steps ahead from somebody, and that one of those people is most definitely Mooney.
Right.
Planning steps ahead there, and sorry, planning Finding steps ahead improvements is a glorious ending. I love this ending. It kind of reminds me of how Hannibal would end their episodes, pretty much playing a classical song, and then you see of those two singing the footsteps and looking at the city to see such a big character itself. And basically, okay, Mooney's plan's in action. She's getting closer to Falcone, so he's an in now. And then, boy, this war's getting really interesting.
Of course, yeah. I really like the contrast between like the scene played like super peacefully, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, shit is about to go down. So it's really good.
Oh yeah,
really good. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so I guess real quick we got. Oh, by the way, yeah. In essence, that was the mom payoff. Pretty much, you can remind him of the mother. So again, a lot of thought going into that. Anyway, so I guess we should get into the promo and speculation. So here's what we got officially in the promo for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Next time they're going for a Halloween-ish episode because it's going to be around the week of Halloween.
Oh yeah.
We have again, this guy I'm pretty sure is an original villain. I couldn't tell anything about this guy's looking at him, and I watched the thing. I got nothing on the guy. We have a weird masked killer going around.
It looks terrifying just based on the few glimpses we've got. I mean, that could just be creative editing for Halloween, but I don't know, man. This looks like a tense villain.
Yeah, he does. He looks nasty. At first, I thought maybe they're going with Zaz, but no, I'm sure they're going to save Zaz for something else.
I mean, yeah, Zaz is definitely coming, but yeah, they're holding on him. They're holding those cards. Yeah,
perfectly fine. But I'm just saying, this guy, he looked really creepy. Guy in a black mask. I think I forget the. Do you know the title of this episode? This next.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, hold on. It's
look up the title. It says something about a goat or something.
I have it right here. It is Spirit of the Goat.
Spirit of the Goat. Now, here's a theory, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this guy, he kind of vaguely reminds me of in Dexter, a season of Dexter, the Russian. There's a Russian mob bad guy, played by Ray Stevenson, who does a fantastic job, by the way. Essentially, they played the cop.
Early season or
season 7.
Oh, I wouldn't know it then.
Yeah, I know it. But essentially, Ray Stevenson plays the member of the Koshka brothers, mob organization, Russian mob organization, and one of their things is they have a guy who essentially he wears like ceremonial bull mask or some kind of. It looks kind of like almost like a Greekish sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, he wears this. He has like a serial killer's ritual where he kidnaps people and he puts them in like a terrifying maze of like sharp shrapnel and all's around the room, and he basically it's an obstacle course of when he finds you, he kills you. Really creepy stuff. He wears like a ceremonial bull mask of some kind. The point is, I'm thinking they might be going like that with like a goat of some kind here.
Yeah, people are speculating Scarecrow, and I'm not really sure why.
I don't see. Yeah, sorry. I don't see Scarecrow, but I do. The only thing I got going to is based off the titles that Black Mask had some sort of story where it kind of involved some guy in a goat mask, probably part of the False Face Society.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think they're going that way for that. I'm just saying it might be some sort of he wears a mask for like some sort of organization, maybe. Right. I don't know. I'm speculating. The point is we got a really creepy looking guy who's a serial killer.
I'm hoping that it's kind of like a good evolution from. We've had good villains in terms of like they've had strong moral standings that have been corrupted. I hope this guy is just messed up. You know what I mean?
I think that's what we're getting.
Yeah, I hope this is the first villain that is just straight up like, okay, yeah, this guy clearly has no moral compass whatsoever.
Oh yeah, we got that. We have we saw a bit of Riddler. We saw Enigma
holding up a question mark.
Now that doesn't bother you, does it?
No, I actually really like it because I can just see him like buying it at like some trinket shop or something like that and being like, ooh.
It looks like
I mean?
It looks like he drew it on there, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that we have a little quick glimpse of Selena Kyle, so maybe she'll be targeted by this guy.
Yeah, Selena, I feel like she's been just a teeny bit underused.
Well, I'm sure they're building towards stuff. They just gotta wait for it. I'm just waiting for that Selena and Bruce team-up episode. I'm really waiting for that.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to explore in Gotham pretty much, and then basically runs into Selena and they team up. That's what I'm expecting. They said in the episode, the promo, they said something about a conspiracy. Do you remember any of that? Like they
No,
mentioned
I
like
don't know.
conspiracy of some kind. I don't know. I don't know which conspiracy they're referring to. Maybe the Wayne conspiracy, probably.
Mhm.
Probably. And just like kind of like we might be. I wonder if we're going to Arkham this episode, like kind of go into the whole mental aspect. This episode might emphasize like why we need
It
Arkham
could
Asylum.
be. It could be. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it definitely looks like dark enough to go in a direction like that for sure.
Yep, and I presume next episode we're gonna get maybe a little more with Mooney's Liza girlfriend plan.
I would assume so. Yeah, since it was a big cliffhanger for this episode. Yeah.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Uh, well, I guess that's about it for any speculation. Anything else you want to speculate on real quick, like what we're gonna see in the future?
Uh, let's see. I mean, nothing comes to mind right away. No, I mean, I just think throughout these 5 episodes, they've just set a really good foundation. I'm kind of just on board at this point, which is refreshing. I totally did not think this show was going to be as involved as it was, and there's still some problems I have with it. I mean, I wish it was less of a case of the week show than it is currently, but it's way more involved than your common like. Like, oh, Dr. House is it's 43 minutes into the episode, Dr. House is gonna figure out the miracle thing that's gonna solve everything. Alright, but I don't think House is even the best example, because even that show had good character development, but point is, this show is, especially with the mob stuff, it's got stuff that hooks you and keeps you coming back, which is more than I can say for most procedural shows that I tried to get invested in, but, any last thing you want to say about this?
Well, yeah, I think next episode we're also probably going to, in the future, build towards this whole Mathis plot of, like, she's conspiring against the company somehow. Right. She's involved in it.
By the way, did you know that we had the title for episode 8?
It's called Penguin's Umbrella, right?
No, episode 7 is Penguin's Umbrella. And
then what's episode 8?
Is The Mask. Ooh.
Ooh, Jim Carrey's going to be in the show.
I know, that's just... What if it was like a really dark, like, comic book interpretation of it? Oh my god.
Well, I don't know. But then I'm wondering, oh man, The Mask.
Black Mask?
Maybe, just maybe. Oh, it'd be so cool.
Just because of the whole mobster thing is already very much in place.
And you know what they could do? They could do a thing where, I'm just thinking, like, spitballing on the top of my head later, some ideas, but real quick, maybe it could be like a moniker. It could be like the Sionis family has, like, its mob family that uses the mask to hide their lead guy, or maybe it's a mobster uses the black. Maybe the Black is just like a legendary Gotham mob figure that is adopted by people. And maybe it seeds in the idea for Bruce to wear a mask. Like the anonymity that comes. Yeah. Maybe that's what they could do.
I was actually kind of thinking that maybe with Spirit of the Goat we're going to get a little bit of that, because this is really the first masked villain we've seen. But yeah, you're right. Or maybe the mask, maybe, I don't know, what if it was Bruce Wayne's first time trying to make a mask, and it's like really rude or something like that?
Like, I'm thinking this. Maybe he goes out, he goes exploring, and he wears a mask. So
that's what I'm thinking. Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh man, lots of.
That could be so cool. Oh, just hearing that's going to be called the mask. And the last potential one could be maybe Scarecrow. Maybe Scarecrow.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know.
He could use that mask. I'm just saying he could use the mask for experiments like he did in Begins,
They could, but like I said, if they're going to do Scarecrow, I think they'd use him like they're using Penguin. I don't think they'd waste him on just one episode.
No, I think he'd be like a recurrent. He'd be a doctor in Arkham using that thing, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, right, but I'm just saying, like, as of right now, all the villains that have been like major villains for the episode, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same way with this Goat Man guy, or whatever the hell his name is.
Doll Man. Dollmaker, I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got Dollmaker, Balloon Man, Pointy Stick Guy, and and then and then whatever the hell this guy's name, Stan, from this episode.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all interesting characters in their own right, but they're not going to make it past an episode in terms of being relevant to the plot. So I don't think if they're going to use Scarecrow, they're gonna have something bigger for him. But I don't know.
Have you noticed that all our kind of episode, not counting our reoccurrings like Fish Mooney, have pretty much died each episode? Except for, I guess, the Smiley couple.
Oh god. Oh, the Smiley couple needs to come back.
Pretty much, except the Smiley couple, all the villains have died who have been exclusive to an episode.
Yeah, you're right. Mario Pepper. Well, Mario Pepper was kind of just a patsy. But...
Anyway, so pointedly, your Mario Peppers, your
Balloon Man.
Balloon Man. Wait a second. Actually, I take that back. Balloon Man's still alive. Never mind.
Is he?
Yeah, Balloon Man's alive. He's just in the hospital.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Never mind. It's just Spike Guy died. He's the only one that's died. And Mario Pepper. Him and Mario Pepper, pretty much. And then this guy, Snake Patulski. That's all.
All right.
Anyway, forget it. Anyways, the point is, I guess we should wrap this up now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so remember, kids, however dark and scary the world may be right now, there will be light. There will be light.
Until next time, when we go exploring Gotham.
But Jim, it's lunch!
It's lunchtime!